Hi everyone, I am Tarık Toros. Welcome back to What's Happening in Turkey. Today we are diving into a turning point in Turkey's history. This week, an era ended and a new one began. The strongest contender for the presidency was arrested and sent to prison. After 12 years of Erdogan's authoritarian rule, Turkey has entered a new phase. But this chapter still doesn't have a name. The future president is now in prison. Ekrem İmamoğlu, the mayor of Istanbul, has long been seen as the opposition's brightest hope. Elected in 2019, he quickly emerged as the most promising candidate to challenge President Erdogan's stronghold. Since taking office, İmamoğlu has faced 5 politically motivated court cases aimed at banning him from politics. Then came a 6th case questioning his university diploma, a requirement for presidential candidates in Turkey. On 18th of March, under heavy political pressure, Istanbul University annulled the diploma he earned 30 years ago. Legally, this meant disqualification, but it didn't stop there. The next morning, police raided his home, and after being held for 4 days, he was sent to prison early on Sunday, 23rd of March, facing charges of corruption. These accusations mainly linked to his party, the opposition Republican People's Party, over their electoral pact with Kurdish politicians, are weak and unconvincing. The timing is especially ironic, coming as the government hinted at peace talks with the PKK, a group labeled as terrorist by Turkey, the US, and the EU. Many across Turkey, even some who usually support Erdogan, believe that this was a deliberate move to remove his biggest rival. This could lead to a government-appointed trustee taking over Istanbul City Hall, marking the end of one era and the beginning of a more dangerous one. Even though İmamoğlu was arrested on corruption charges, a trustee could still be appointed on the grounds of a terrorism-related investigation. Erdogan may have only postponed this, for now. Turkey rises in protest. İmamoğlu's arrest sparked widespread protest across Turkey starting on Wednesday. University students flooded the streets, and police responded with overwhelming force, despite bans on marches and rallies imposed by local governors. Tens of thousands of young people continued the protest. In Istanbul's Saraçhane district, right by the city hall, massive rallies were held every evening for 4 days. The largest protest occurred on Saturday night, when İmamoğlu was taken to court. While mainstream media largely ignored these events, millions of people watched the rallies live on social media. As the protests intensified, authorities escalated their measures. Istanbul's governor restricted travel into the city, and Turkey's media regulator, Rütük, ordered TV stations to stop live coverage, threatening to cancel their licenses, even though it had no legal authority. Internet access was also curtailed, as if Istanbul were under martial law. These actions are stark indicators of the new era that is unfolding. The biggest protest since Gezi. Turkey is now witnessing its largest protests since the Gezi Park movement of 2013, a moment that forever changed the country. Back then, many of today's student protesters were just children. Today, they are leading the charge on the streets. President Erdogan has dismissed the protest as street terrorism. But these demonstrations are distinctly different from Gezi. In 2013, Turkey still maintained a multi-party system with a functioning parliament and relatively independent media, even though there were pressures. Since then, however, the political landscape has been radically transformed. Following the failed coup attempt in 2016, Erdogan declared a state of emergency, purging tens of thousands of public servants, academics, judges, and journalists, and reshaping the system in his favor. He became president in 2013 and by 2018 transformed Turkey's governance into a presidential system, consolidating power like never before. Every election since has seen the abuse of state resources to maintain power. Today, Erdogan's grip on Turkey is absolute. Parliament is symbolic, media outlets are forced to align with government narratives, and dissent is swiftly suppressed. Ekrem İmamoğlu now stands as the latest and most significant target on this list. Erdogan is no longer merely authoritarian. For years, some experts described Turkey as a competitive authoritarian regime, suggesting that while elections occurred, they were far from fair. The truth is even grimmer. Turkey has functioned as a fully authoritarian state for over a decade. Elections were neither free nor fair. With the judiciary, media, and civil society under intense control, critics of the government were imprisoned, and all major decisions emanated directly from President Erdogan and his inner circle. Now, with İmamoğlu's arrest, Turkey seems to be sliding toward totalitarianism. In this new stage, the leader is elevated almost to a sacred status. Political parties are rendered powerless, and the media operates under strict state control. Citizens are even encouraged to report on each other, creating an atmosphere of pervasive fear. The regime constantly invents new threats to justify its repressive actions, and truth is distorted by relentless propaganda. A dark new chapter begins. As I record this, the tension on Turkey's streets is palpable. Anger and frustration are widespread, with more than half the country calling for change. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, one fact stands out. With the arrest of the likely next president, 12 years of Erdogan's authoritarian rule have come to an end, not because the regime is easing its grip, but because it's entering an even darker phase. A new chapter has begun. It doesn't have a name yet, but we are witnessing it unfold before our eyes. Thank you for watching What's Happening in Turkey. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. I am Tarık Toros, and I'll see you next week.